do quite a lot of motivational speaking,
Yeah.
and certain days, certain topics is that the sort of emotional will come back to me, but not about the race itself, and sort of quite blinded to that in some ways. It's when people talk about the success, it's almost they're talking about somebody else, not talking about me. I can see it as a third person in some ways, but when you dip into the emotion and the trauma and the difficulty that you come through, one story comes to mind of where I nearly gave up the sport because it was just becoming too tough with diabetes and colitis. Is that I was on a training camp in South Africa, and that we were on a land-based camp, so doing a lot of cycling. I was getting left behind in the gym on the ergos and weights, and everything was becoming really very tough. And I sort of convinced myself that I was out on the bike one time. We'd be out every morning, a sort of 3-hour session. Probably took me nearly 4 hours a session, and I was convinced when I got back to the hotel, I was going to pack my bag and leave. That I was just proving every training session I wasn't the athlete that I thought I was, and you need to improve for every Olympics. And I seem to be going backwards, not going forwards.
Mm.
And after Atlanta, it was well documented that my wife wanted me to retire. She's also the team doctor, still is the team doctor now, with the team that's heading towards Paris. And it's really sort of I remember phoning home and saying, "That's it, it's all over." And that conversation says, "We'll find a way through this. We'll find a way through." And even talking about it now, I can feel the emotion sort of flowing. It's when you get down to that personal element, and the sacrifice that you have to make, but other people around you as well. It becomes a lot bigger than being very selfish of just doing what you enjoy doing and trying to have fun and going as fast as you can in a boat, which is a bit weird in the first place.
Thank you for sharing that. I mean, where did just coming back a couple of steps from that and the determination side, which obviously you have in like superhuman spades, where did that come from? Where did this like win at all costs, compete at all costs? Where did it come from?
Well, I wouldn't like to use the term of win at all costs, because that could tip over the edge and into areas that of cheating and of that. It was always very important to me. I was heavily dyslexic. I am heavily dyslexic and struggled at school, and sort of first reports when I started winning races is that was because that you struggled at school. And I'm not sure if it was, but in hindsight, looking back, there is an element. Everyone's always looking for something that they can do well. Not everyone's going to be able to be a world champion and the best in their field, but everyone can be the best they can possibly be. And that's what I was trying to be. So from very early age is that down at my club at Marlow, where I rode for Great Marlow School, from there, we had a number of international athletes and a number of international coaches. And they were saying to me, oh, you could potentially be a world champion. And when people start telling you that at the age of sort of 16, 17, that actually motivates you. And I sort of changed that around pretty quickly. And I thought, well, world champion sounds nice. Why not Olympic champion? So probably by the age of 16, certainly by the age of 17, I'd worked out a very loose plan of how I was going to go about this within the sport. And I'd probably go to 3 Olympics, Moscow, LA, and Seoul was going to be the one that I'd potentially win my Olympic gold medal. There was a boycott in Moscow. Great Britain did go, but America, West Germany, New Zealand, a couple of other countries didn't. Most of our funding in those days came from American-based companies, so they all withdrew. So Great Britain sent a smaller team. I was only 18 at that point, so just coming on to the senior team. and more at the bottom end of it. And so we'd made the qualifying time but didn't go. So huge disappointment on that. Very bitter and twisted even today that didn't have that opportunity. But that adds to the fuel that next time around you're going to make the most of it. So that was one of the 3 games that got taken away from me. The next one we won a gold medal, so that sort of changed the whole process.